hands alone, do what's right. Alright, cause I love you. And we're in this together, my sister, my brother. I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much. I think it's better for us, yeah, yeah. It's better for us, yeah. I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much, yeah, yeah. It's better for us. Tell your mommy to let it roll out.
Bless up, Dejo here, and I'm doing my part in the fight against COVID-19 by following all safety protocols and most importantly, rolling up my sleeve for the vaccine. So I'm encouraging you to do the same because that's our best shot of protecting ourselves, our family, and our friends. So don't wait, vaccinate. Let's roll up to roll out.
Good morning. Welcome to this edition of Frank and Candid on this Friday. We say TGIF as usual. I'm Tony Nice. Glad to have you. Let's look at what's in the news. Yesterday, Minister Grant, Minister of Tourism, et al., held a press conference in which he made some announcements, and he outlined some upcoming cruises for St. Kitts and Nevis for October and November. And this press conference was held at the Caribbean Conference Center yesterday. And he said there, for the rest of October, we anticipate the following calls. World Navigator, formerly Mystic Cruises, will berth in St. Kitts on October 23rd. The vessel will then sail to Nevis on October 24th. The Celebrity Equinox will be back in St. Kitts on November 7th. And he also says we anticipate an increase in cruise traffic. Minister Grant also said that St. Kitts and Nevis is expecting the arrival of cruise ships from both the American and European lines, and the schedule should be finalized by the end of this month. All right, and let's go across to Antigua. Prime Minister Gaston Brown has called out the trade unions representing former LEAT employees around the region for their insistence on making unreasonable demands in regard to the monies owed to the workers. Though the Brown-led administration has maintained that it has no legal obligation to the hundreds of workers displaced by LEAT struggles, it has put forward a compassionate offer of 50% of the amount owed through severance and other benefits. According to multiple reports, however, the regional unions are united in seeking the millions of dollars owed to the workers and have rejected the latest offer from the shareholder governments. During an appearance on Grenada Broadcasting Network, PM Brown said the unions need to assess the situation and realize his government's offer is the best bet at this point. He said, "What is really required is full cooperation, but you find that some union leaders are making unreasonable demands. They are making demands in which they have no legal basis so to do, and as I've said to the other unions, if they really think that they are owed 100% of their severance and staff liabilities, then go to court and prove it. If you can't prove it and the government is giving you a compassionate payment, take it and run. But you can't go and demand 100%. That's PM Gaston Brown of Antigua and Barbuda. And the West Indies team is getting ready to defend their T20 World Cup title. The tournament bowls off in the United Arab Emirates and Oman from the 17th of October to the 14th of November this year. Chris Gayle has been selected in the team, believe it or not. The selection of Gayle has been met with widespread criticism. West Indies T20 vice captain Nicholas Pooran is backing that decision. Here's what Pooran had to say. He believes that just Gayle's presence in the dressing room will have a significant impact on the players and their performance. Pooran says he is the greatest T20 batsman the world has ever seen, and he has all the records when it comes to T20 cricket. So, what can we ask from him? Just his presence. It doesn't matter if he makes runs or not. His presence in the dressing room is different, and if you're a cricketer, you understand what I'm saying. When you have guys like this in a dressing room, it's a special feeling. These guys give you confidence to make runs, to perform well. So, Pooran's argument is that Gayle doesn't have to make any runs, just be in the dressing room. Well, Pooran, that's your take. I disagree, but that's your take. So, we're all entitled to opinions. All right, it is Friday, and as per usual, it's an open Friday. Whatever is on your mind, feel free to do so and talk about that, and just let's keep it respectful and clean. And as we would normally do, we'll recap what we have discussed during the week. On Monday, we talked some local culture with Zach Nisbet, who is alive and well. And on Tuesday, we talked about misinformation and disinformation and fake news and all that. On Wednesday, we talked about the viability of third parties, why they don't make it, and is it possible, and can it happen? Thursday, we talked about church and society, about how many churches we have compared with years ago, and how much social ills there are, even with more churches. And here we are on Friday with an open Friday, where it's up to you to go back to any of those topics that you missed out your opportunity on to weigh in on, or you may have something completely new that you want to raise and bring to the fore for discussion. We will entertain that, as long as it's all in a respectful way. So there you go. I've been looking at some news items from around the world recently, in the last couple of days, about shipments and cargo and bottleneck in different places. For all kinds of reasons, cargoes are being held up all over the place. It's affecting us here, and in several different ways, I would guess. If you are waiting, or if you're a merchant here and you're waiting for containers from different parts of the world, I'm sure you're being affected, apart from the fact that, there's a price increase that goes with whatever is happening with containers around the world. But that's one thing. Someone approached me yesterday with a question with regards to our own local ports and what is happening. The person said to me that they had ordered some item from nearby in St. Martin, and has indication that the package has arrived in the Federation at the port for some 2 weeks or more now, and went as far as to say, well, even since that shipment has arrived, the same boat or ship that brought that shipment has already been back to St. Martin and back to St. Kitts, and somehow the shipment that has been in the port just can't seem to be released to that individual, and was kind of wondering why that is. Well, that seemed kind of shocking to me and odd to me, and so I don't know if there is something that's happening at the port. Person have said they have been in contact with the agent for that particular boat, who has confirmed that the shipment is here, but for some reason is not being released from the port or customs or whoever is involved. Seems to me like more of a port issue than customs issue, but I'm not sure. But what I'm wondering is if there is some issue here at our ports or at customs that would cause a shipment to be held up, not necessarily coming from any far distance, coming from just St. Martin, and the fact that it's here but not being released to the individual for whatever reason that is. Don't know what it may be. There may be some reasonable explanation to that, I don't know, but maybe somebody can give me a call and tell me why that could be so with regards to packages at the port. So just thought I'll raise that out there. We also seeing some things in the city. Somebody pointed out to me a couple of days ago a particular situation in Bastia where a drain has been clogged for quite some time and creates a stench, and they're wondering whether or not somebody walking around Bastia in authority, somebody who is paid to look at these things, have not seen it. And person said they have reported. But my question is that if this individual could see it, is it that people are not in Bastia, or people are not walking around, or people on their jobs are not seeing things like this? But, you know, it's also, speaking of stench, there is a constant smell when you drive across Keon Street in the vicinity of 1840, and I have no idea whether it's coming from inside 1840 or someplace else, but it happens to be in that vicinity, and I'm wondering if there's nothing at all we can do about that, because it's quite pronounced when you drive across in that vicinity, and it's happening for quite a while. And I don't know if nobody else has had the smell, but I certainly have for quite some time. So maybe somebody could figure out where that is coming from and what the solution is. So there you have it. Just a couple of things on my mind. We're going to hear from you what's on your mind. 465-2555 is the local number. 718-577-2916 is the overseas number, or North American number to be more specific. That may be more convenient for you. So feel free to give me a call on this Open Friday, and let's talk. With that, let's go to the phones and hear what the caller have to say. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Nair.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I am well. It's Friday.
Yes, and it's not a brilliant day in terms of the sun. As promised, Mr. Nair, you on Tuesday, the news, the information, the disinformation, and the information, you said something pertaining to Ethiopia. And anyone that knows Ethiopia, knows the history of Ethiopia, would want to say, wow, we are proud of that nation, how they are asserting themselves now. Because we have heard of the famine. And the news media does a good job when it comes to famine. You see the flies on the little children's face, and it's like, wow, if I had a bowl of food, I would have given half to that child or the children. Out of all of that, you would want to see that Ethiopia would excel and be proud as to how long they have come and far they have come. Know that Ethiopia is one of the leading, fastest growing economies on the continent. Who would want to be jealous of those people from those famines? Emperor Haile Selassie was accused of starving the people. And then here come the famine in the 80s. Millions died. And the news media did not really waste any time to show us the dumbness of the starvation. But now that Ethiopia is excelling because of a dam they want to build so that they can give electricity to their citizens and to develop, industries. Someone wants to begrudge that nation. And so the other day there was an expulsion by the Prime Minister, Abiy Ahmed, who expelled 7 UN workers, the United Nations workers, 7. And Mr. Abiy also wrote a letter to the President of the United States, Mr. Biden, because of the meddling. And you said, Mr. Nair, the pictures that were shown would give the impression that at present moment, starvation is in Ethiopia. Pictures from probably back in the 80s and the 70s, who knows how long. That is what we get out here, Mr. Nair. That's the impression on our minds out here. That yes, the people are starving in Ethiopia. Yes, time for the world to go in and clean up this wicked government. There are ethnicities, and everything may not be as smooth and dandy. But when you're going to have the United Nations people meddling into the internal affairs of a nation, what does that speak? Always to destabilize people. And I think I heard a comment by Mr. Trump about bombing the dam. Mind you, other nations depend the water from Ethiopia, Lake Tana. All of that is in effect, but the Ethiopians told their brethren and sisters downstream, like the Sudan and Egypt, that we're going to take a gradual approach of pulling this dam. Because there's a dam, which we call the Aswan Dam, did not affect Egypt, but the Aswan Dam, the Egyptians saw it fit to build the Aswan Dam for whatever reason. So you cannot tell a sovereign nation not to build a dam. And so this is the quarrel. So 7 United Nations personnel was expelled. So there's a diplomatic quarrel over an area they call the Tigrinian region. I think it's close to the breakaway province, that independent nation now, that is called Eritrea. Okay, so this is a synopsis of the history of Ethiopia. Leave the people alone, the United Nations, the United States, and your colleagues. Leave our brothers and sisters alone so that they can assert themselves.
Okay,
Please.
let's wrap that up. Okay, thank you. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Good morning, Mr. Nair.
Good morning, sir.
How are you, man?
Well, I'm doing well. You?
I'm doing great. Mr. Knight, I just want to remind our people, I must say, I would like to reflect on something that happened 34 years ago in the assassination of Thomas Sankara in what is now called Burkina Faso. Mr. Knight, there's a clarion call right now for us to unite, because those who divided us, they are not interested in our unity. With our unity, we can cripple their system that they have, everything that they have placed upon us. So I would have liked to touch something on the biblical scene this morning, but I'm going to reserve that for some other time. But I just want our people to know that without unity, we will ever remain where we are when those who have oppressed us. Mr. Nias, they know of our greatness, and that's their fear. They know our ancestors were great men. The killing of George Floyd and all of the African Americans in America today, that fear that they are striking and maintaining on our people is to subdue us and to keep us subdued. We need to unite. That's our only weapon, Mr. Nias. Unity will cripple their misery and all the hold that they have on us. Thank you for hearing me.
Okay, back to the phone. Good morning, welcome. Good morning, you're live. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Nias.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nias spoke about United Nations meeting that they had that they didn't call for an investigation into the origin. But I am happy this morning to learn yesterday that the World Health Organization is now conducting an investigation in the origin. They have 26 scientists, and they say they really want to get down. I believe that the generation to come, if there's another one, would condemn us if we don't really get down to the cause of this pandemic. This is so serious, Mr. Nair, that when President Trump was there, and President Trump was saying is that it's China. China was very concerned, so much so that the Joint Chief of Staff, the head of the army, he had to call his counterpart in China to let them know that they're not about to attack China. That is how serious it was. And when Trump learned that things recently, Trump said that the Chief of Staff should be put on trial for treason. So this, I said, this was a cause for nations to go to war with China. Especially they're not cooperating, they're not forthcoming in letting our investigation go to know the origin that this pandemic has caused so much suffering towards mankind. And so, Mr. Nias, I always say that God, the Creator, is in control. Because you said that at the end of the day, the last day might have started in the 15th century. But today, with the massive nuclear weapon of mass destruction, look how that Chief of Staff had to call his counterpart in China to avoid perhaps a nuclear war. Something never happened. And so we are living in a time that we are taking it for granted. But Jesus said, unless he shortened the days, no flesh would be saved. Thank God that he might have intervened, caused that Chief of Staff to call China. Counterpart will give them the assurance that they are not about to attack them. Thank you very much.
All right. And to that, the World Health Organization just yesterday formed this new advisory group to determine the origins of COVID. We noted here that that's the second time they have done that. So let's see what comes out of it. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Greetings in the name of our great African ancestors, especially the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey and Queen Nzinga, and in the spirit of the great Pan-Africanist Patrice Lumumba of the Congo, Africa. Now, my beloved brother, that clown and his cabal in Antigua and Barbuda, who has no respect for African peoples, right? And who's selling off African, giving away, there's nothing, and you could do the homework too, if you don't believe me, right? Up to they come out is I think the name of the Imperial something, I ain't got it right, but you could go and the government website in Antigua Barbuda, 549 acres of land, give it away again, wetlands in Antigua and Barbuda. He has no respect, and he's the biggest traitor of African people in modern times, and one of the biggest hate of African people in modern times, just like the boy down in St. Paul's. Both of them is the same thing. None better than none, beloved. So, no for he, but because the next election is called UPP, United Progressive Party in Antigua and Barbuda. We're going to get rid of all of them politically. All of them got to go, man. The whole 17 of them, beloved. Because Barbuda people, just like Nevis people, man, Africans in Nevis, very patriotic, man, and they love the land. Now, brother, let me come to an issue. This issue been there for health issue, been there for decades. Over the Pan-African Republic of Diabe. All cars been there for decades. Nobody will do anything about it. This is not the first time since this administration take governance. St. Kitts Nevis, I am speaking about it. What they want to do. And they know who they are. They know who they are. I'm not going to call nobody name. You get the station and thing. But they know who they are. And the people of Pan-African Republic of Diabe know who they are. Beloved. And I call in. And the Minister of Health, Sister Akila Byron, and all of those people in health who don't do nothing. And they get money whether weekly, bi-monthly, and monthly. Nothing at all. Solid waste. Move them things. And if they got those individuals, and they got a main culprit who been doing this for decades, Carl Rustin and everything, all kind of thing coming out of air condition, going in the soil. Why? They want to kill off the whole population of the Pan-African Republic of Diabe. And they're going to keep this at the front, man. Front and center, anytime I call, until that is done, beloved. Too much nastiness, like my brother Rasila likes to say. Come on, man, where's the pride and the love for your country? Why you want to kill yourself, kill your children, grandchildren? Because even if it's there, but it's going to spread out. Come on, Minister of Health, do some work. I know, Sister Akila, I'm not blaming you solely, but you run things now. Prime Minister, say something, and you call the, it's not me saying so, it's you said that. Come on, man. Everybody that culture to be calling about the nastiness in Bastille. Come on, the whole island. Come on, do something and do something now. Come on, man, you can't say change what? When you say change what, things remain the same? Or even worse? I didn't get up on radio five days a week and advocate for this administration and just let them run wild and do what they want. No! You got to do the right things. And African people must be first and foremost before anybody else. Beloved. So, beloved, Have a great weekend, you and the entire Federation, and my beloved sisters and brothers over there in the Pan-African Republic of Gambia. One love, Pan-Africanism and Paris. One love, my African brother.
All right. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Good morning, Mr. Noyos.
Good morning.
Noyos,
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm coming back with yesterday's program.
Okay.
Because when the bed lying down and you hear it talking about the gospel, it's a funny thing, eh? Because people only saying is coming, and when it coming, they don't know. Because like I come in by you in Sunny Point and I tell you, we're not going to do your surprise. When you say you come like a thief in the night, eh? I don't know who, but I don't know if you know when you come. Because I notice people say you come, especially when you have got a crisis in the world. You see Iraq and Iran, South Korea, North Korea, America, England, Russia, and all them places, when they don't develop all sorts of something to kill man and woman and children. Man, I say, will come. When they had AIDS, people say, God, come. Now they got this panic. Man, I say, God, come too. So only when that crisis, God, come. You understand what's going on, no? Me can't talk about the Bible so much because me really got no Bible. But if you listen people talk about the gospel, it can be a corruption thing because some people believe in that, some people believe in the next thing. You understand? Some people believe that it's a God, some people believe not. So I don't know what argument have you got. Even me just listen. You understand? Because you don't know how right. You don't know how right. You understand? I got to tell you a funny thing. And people only want it when they've got something needed. They want to tell you when we got crisis, we hear everybody talk about God. After that, nobody talk about no God.
I hear you.
That's the problem I got with people. And I listen yesterday, but I should have some people calling this same time to talk to Noyos. Because I see people getting corrupt with the God business and Christian business. Because the one who got there, we're talking Christianity is only about money. You understand? Everybody want money, even if you're Christian want money. So if you're Christian, you know God church and the church now, the church no people, you know. The church is a building, and the people them going in there, because you're not going there, you could stay down on the road and you keep your church, you know. You could stand up on the road and keep your service as usual. People done that more than once. You understand? So you must go in a building. You understand? So I would miss a Noyos.
Okay.
Good program, but that's how we couldn't call yesterday.
That's all right.
Okay, all the best.
You get you in today. That's good. All right. All right. And if you're trying to get in, it's 465-2555 and 718-577-2916. Lots of things we discussed this week. You can jump on any of those topics or something else that's on your mind. Let's go back to the phone. Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Tony.
Yes. Good morning.
Tony?
Yeah.
This morning I want to just challenge you and our people in this country. We got some people, Tony, I don't think they fear. Now we're in a COVID situation. The whole world, and you see some people going around cussing the government, saying government ain't doing nothing, government ain't doing nothing. If the other government was here, I believe that they'll do this and they'll do better and they'll do fine and they'll do better. Tony, let me tell you something. This COVID has teach us a lesson and it exposed a lot of people, especially people who work up good money and don't save the money. Tony, I surprised to some people just a month, the country closed down and now they're getting on because the country closed down for a month. And for 2 weeks and all these things. Tony told me said that if the people that I'm doing put aside attaching on it yesterday and told me that the government ain't doing nothing. I said, what do you mean the government ain't doing nothing? I said, I still in the time the government told me, you take your vehicle all the time. So I don't see the problem. He said this government need to go. But you see, they took my time pushing the government, some of them get the work. And focus the government on the politics with the COVID, get the work on every day in town, and saying things are they got the children to feed, and saying things are get the work on it, get the work. Tony, some of them got a business place to go into, they don't go in the business place, and they're cussing the government, and they got a business place down there, they end up in the business place. You understand?
and saying things hard, and they got the children and things to feed. So like, I tell myself, in this country, we got it better than many other parts of the world. And I believe that this unity government comes for something good. I always say so. I always say this government is a God-sent government. And that's why it's a God-sent man to this country, to rescue this country from under the wicked leadership of Dr. Douglas. So we're doing the kind of with the people. So we have a wonderful day. God bless.
All right.
And we want to make us put the segment, abuse me, don't abuse me.
Let's go back to the phone and say good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid. Candid, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ness.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
I was overhearing a conversation. Some people are purposely messing up the place to make the government look bad. But that is nonsense because we all live in the country. And it's our duty to make the place look decent.
You believe that? People
Yes.
purposely doing that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I overheard a conversation. I don't like to call names, but I know people are purposely doing it to make the government look bad. Any government is in charge of a country. No government is there forever. Thank you.
Okay. I don't know about that. That's, I don't know how you explain that I have these drains blocked up for months and so on and smell for months. I don't know. But you say you have that evidence. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Mr. Myers.
Yes.
I heard you talk about the port and the package from the port. I think that the system that they put into that, I think they should change it. I'm surely strong against that. Searching the packaging behind the receiver back is bad. And that's why people cannot get the package. They have to wait until the agent come up to search the package with their port officers. The same protocol that they have for the
talking about without
the same protocol they have for the agent. They could put the same protocol for the person, the receiver. That's why the backlog. And when you go to the port now, they start to pass the buck because this guy, what that you say, complain about his package. When he do receive that package, maybe he didn't get whatever he ordered in that package. Who's going to get the blame now? He's going to run in loss because the port going to say that's the way how they receive it. Go to the shipper. When you go to the shipper going to say, look how long I send out that package. So who received the loss? They need to change that system they have up there. I'm strictly against it because December is coming on and barrel time is coming. And they need to change that system. They say we have to live with COVID. Okay, so then let me go back to normal or something like normal and stop that nonsense because it sounds bad. Everybody go, oh, we miss this, we miss that, we miss. Come on. How come never used to be before? Agent telling you when to go for your package. You go up to the port for your package. Port telling you, oh, come back the next day because your name is not on the list. Guess the list is what? Because they didn't search it yet. Please, they need to cut that out. Go back. People need to see back how they receive the barrels. I accustomed to send my barrel and with my tape around. And then I send the key and my receiver go and get the barrel, open the barrel and do everything. Last year, 5 bottles of large dish liquid because when they go into the barrels, they don't pack it back the same way how they got it. And when they put the things them to lay down and on each other, especially dish liquid, it gonna break. And the dish liquid that I lost, the 5 bottles of dish liquid, is large dish liquid what I bought from Costco and BJ. They don't sell that stuff. So they need to look into that. And I appreciate if somebody hear me and change the system up the port. Let the agent stay where they're supposed to stay and let the receiver go and the custom officer them go search the barrel. The same protocol that they have for the agent, they could have the same protocol for the receiver. Thank you.
All right. We got to pin this down to a port problem or a customs problem. Which one is it? Well, hopefully somebody will fill us in and give us some guidance on that, whether it's port or customs, or maybe it's both. The idea of searching or inspecting your stuff without you is a new thing, and seems to be causing some issues there too. So we'll see. We'll see how we can sort that out. As the caller rightfully said, we're going into a real busy period, as is normal, Christmas and so on, where there'll be a lot more packages coming in, and so it behooves them to sort out the issues before we hit the next couple of weeks, when it begins to get really hectic, and then we'll have problems will be multiplied. So let's hope that works out. Hope somebody's listening, and hope we could sort that out. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, call us. We'll continue our conversation here on Frank and Candid.
It's the end of Summer Madness sale, and it's only at Courts Optical. For a limited time only, buy one pair of glasses and get the second pair free. Plus, if you come in before September 17th, you will get an extra 30% discount or special offer when you trash your old pair of frames in the Optical Price Bin. No cash, no problem. Shop with Ready Finance and pay $0 for 60 days. Plus, walk away with a free pair of sunglasses. Make an appointment online today at courtsoptical.com and ask us about our free blue block and free eye exams. Beat the summer blues and save on your new eyewear with our end of summer madness sale. Terms and conditions apply. Optical, value you can see.
Welcome back to Frank and Candid on this Friday, start of the weekend. We are looking forward to that. Had a long week, I'm sure. Busy week. Looking forward to this weekend. We will go back to the phone on this open Friday. Say good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid. Good morning. Good morning, caller. Okay. Caller, you with me? Good morning. You're live on Frank and Candid.
Yes, man. Good morning, man. How are you?
Okay. Good morning. I'm fine.
You know, I'm a person, when I see wrong happening, I like to call it out. You know, from my observation, a lot of things in Synthesis and Nevis will never change, man. There's a lot of dishonest people there. A lot of people, they feel like when you have your project going on, they should go on your project site and steal your stuff. You know, I've been a victim once, and almost was twice, with a project I'm building there in the village of Cotton Ground in Nevis. And I ordered some supplies from Builder's Paradise like a couple weeks ago. And one specific lady in Nevis felt like she could just go down on the pier and move with my tiles that I ordered from Builder's Paradise that was sent over on the boat to Nevis. And, you know, some of these people, they really need to be called out, man, because, you know, their character is messed up. You know, once a thief and always going to be a thief. And, you know, when you see people with their stuff, man, you just don't know how hard they work to get what they have. You know, I'm over here in America busting my balls to build my house in the village there. And somebody went to the house and moved with some plywood sheets there. And then now I have another person who has an invoice. She ordered some tiles that was similar to the ones I ordered. And her order invoice is 4 boxes. Yesterday she's gonna take 5 boxes off the pier that was not hers, and then gonna act like as if like it wasn't intentional. You know, I don't even mind if you had took 1 extra box. That would more look like a mistake. But for her to went on the pier in Charlestown and moved with like 5 extra boxes of tiles, that was some ish, man. You know, that's a person that's stealing. You know, when such persons are caught, bro, they need to be prosecuted because she has an invoice clearly state that she only supposed to come and pick up 4 boxes of pounds. You know, I wish I could be on the scene there. If I caught anybody stealing from my project, bro, I'll be me and them, bro.
Okay. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Mr. Myers, good morning.
Good morning.
You need to go investigate the matter of the guy on his side.
Yes.
Anyway, Myers, long before 2015, this voice they've been complaining about the nastiness of the drain them round town. Look at the store down there, right outside the gas station. On the opposite side of the gas station, what that drain there down in front of the Philippine Mall with food selling down there. Every time you bus, West Fair Street, and the corner there, the smell is then coming. And food selling right there. All over town, about Market Street, right up there, all over the drain, they need in a terrible state. And then now I complaining, long before 2015, and up to this day, 2021, nothing being done. You think people don't see them? You think people don't hear us complaining? So, and the lady who called about the problem of the port, I tell her if anything change, she lucky. She better don't think anything going to change. Anyway, thanks. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Thank you for what you had to say. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Hello, good day, Mr. Myers.
Good day.
Good day. I'm calling from California, and I'd like to an input on your show today.
Sure.
And I'd like to talk about sports and national heroes. I know today's an open line, as usual. I try to get in on Fridays where I could contribute to this sector. Now, I find, first of all, you asked a question a long time ago, and I give my answers to people who we feel could be national heroes who are not ministers of government. And we have James Hanley, known as Barman. I feel we need to look at someone like him. We had people like Edward Shearer, who, God bless his soul, has passed away, and Basil Henderson. You know, these are the 3 names that I think of the bat who could be nominated and looked at, who are not politicians. And now we go into cricket. And the whole sport. I feel like this year, Sankit and Nevis lost out on a golden opportunity, 2 golden opportunities to sell our island, to sell our culture. Now, due to the pandemic, publicity has become a very expensive commodity. It's not easy to get advertisement publicity. We went to the Olympics, and we had 2 athletes and with some non-established management. We have a guy named Kim Collins. I'm wondering why is he not a part of our sporting development in Sankit. Now just imagine how much airplay we would have gotten on the world athletic scene if Kim Collins was walking next to these athletes as the manager, coach or something. We can't pay for this advertisement that we lost out and being known all over the world for the Olympics. No, and so let me make it quick. We also just had CPL in Sankit. Now we talk about all these cricketers that we failed from Sankit who got robbed for not getting selected onto the West Indies team. Many of them are still alive. Isn't it would have been possible and right for the CPL to use this opportunity to have some of the stands named after, say, Victor Eddy, Luther Kelly, Noel Gishard, people who are alive, so that these commentators, when they talk about things, it could get so people over the world could hear, oh, Victor Eddy, oh, I remember Victor Eddy, he should have gotten picked in this year, or he played for Combine Island, and that would have sold us more. We didn't get any publicity as a cricketing nation from this CPL, because no one was on the team, and there was no historical mention of anyone. I think that we had an opportunity. So those are my not really given good thing. And thirdly and finally, I think that I'm going to say that we have people like Pepe Isaac, Kim Gomes, the soccer Kimber Gums and these guys home. A lot of cricketers and footballers, we need to get into their head. We need to use their expertise and their knowledge to develop cricket. Sport is just looked in our country as recreation. It needs to change. It is a profession. We need to invest more money, more time, because there's millions upon millions of money out there from sports. Thank you so much for my time. I know I've been a while. Thank you so much. Great program.
Thank you. All right. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
How are you? You can hear me?
I am hearing you well.
Yes. I want to find out, up the port, they don't have a supervisor and a boss. Because I feel the lady pain. And it ain't she. Mr. Nayas, the whole year, people talking about this, and they're still doing it. They can't change the people them then. Because it's the government, they making look bad. Because all they could say government. It ain't no government, nothing is the people them, they get the job. Not doing it, and they're trying, maybe they're trying to do this badness to the people talk about the government. They need to change them. I mean, come on. Everybody gonna say the things gone. They don't tell no lie. And I'm glad, anybody calling about cleaning, I'm so glad. Because the man will talk about the cleaning drain and so. Me could talk because Dung McKnight stink and dirty, and it's by a health center. And we have a representative. He's supposed to go around and see what's going on. And who works with me is a matter to them. Let them come live which part to live. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
All right. You too. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Two things. Mr. Nye, this thing that is hanging over the island for maybe more than a week now. Some is saying is dust from the Sahara, but it's not dust. Dust have a tendency to fall. This thing ain't coming down. This is not dust. This is some kind of smoky thing. Moving on. No, in the corona thing, every day we hear something about vaccine. Every day you hear people complain about going in the supermarket. They're saying the shelves have less items and the prices are going up. Now the only thing we are doing or paying attention to is vaccine. The statistics would prove to us, or has proven to us, that many of us could and would survive corona. You know what many of us will not survive? Starvation. We are seeing it coming, that there is food shortage in agriculture in St. Kitts. The minister is missing. Actually, there is nobody in charge. The man in charge of crops sits in an office 8 hours a day. From 2015, we have had no extension officers. The roads to the farms, all the access roads, they wash out, is big hole. The permanent secretary, Ron Collins, and the man in charge of crops, Ian Chapman, you go to the market on Saturday tomorrow and you see them sitting down writing name. It must be after they done write name. Yam, dasheen and potato gon' grow. We are not paying attention to the real coming pandemic. It is hunger. We are not planting any food. There's nobody concerned about that. In the first 6 months of corona, the government came up with a gimmick where they give out some seed and some kind of something. They're not realizing today that food running out in the world, World Health Organization, FAO, everybody's saying it. We are only telling our people that if they take an injection, they ain't gone dead. From a pandemic that has proven it is not as deadly as they're saying when the survival rate is over 99%, and the statistics are showing that the mortality rate is below 0%. It cannot be such a deadly pandemic. But the food production in the world has dropped and continue to drop. And in sync, it's the people who are supposed to be responsible. Actually, let me finish by saying this.
we gotta take another call.
The Prime Minister to take a serious look. He has experience into agriculture. Pay attention.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too. Let's see if we can get another call in here before we go. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid. No? Okay. All right. Well, I have that caller. Okay. Well, I guess that's going to do it. That's it for us for today and for this week. Thank you all for your calls, your comments, suggestions. Let's hope that the people in authority, those that have the power, are listening to all of you and making the adjustments, making the changes. I'm Tony Nass, and we'll be back on Monday. Hoping you have a great weekend. Let's go out and be safe, have fun, but observe all the protocols and make it a good one. We'll see you on Monday.